So yesterday we talked about adding integers, and today we are going to continue on with integers by subtracting. So for example, let's say I give you the problem 4 minus 10, okay? So I'm going to look at my algebra counters that we used yesterday, and I'm going to put 4, okay? Now yesterday we only talked about adding. With algebra tiles, or algebra counters, for now, everything is going to have a positive count. So when we have 4, so I just displayed the 4 here, and I'm going to subtract 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now, when we're subtracting using the counters, that subtraction means I'm going to change the sign. So I have a 4 here, so what I can really say, this is 4 subtract positive 10. Okay, so remember how yesterday we split the negatives up into parentheses? Well, today I'm going to split the positives up into parentheses. So this is a positive 4 minus positive 10. Well, all this negative does, if we remember back from last week, is negative means opposite. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the sign of this positive 10 over here. So I'm going to take all of these 10s and I'm going to change the sign. I might have to drag some more counters out. Yeah, because I ran out of red. Okay, so right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 negatives. So I need 3 more because remember I had a positive 10. So now I should have negative 10. Now, so anytime I see a negative, like right here in my problem, that means change the sign. So now what I can do is I can add all of these algebra tiles together. Well, remember, when I have a positive and a negative, they cancel each other out. They become 0. And remember, 0 is non-essential, so it goes away. Well, here's another one, so I can clear them out. I can make one more 0 set until I have no more of either color. So I've removed all my positive ones. So now I'm left with a negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my answer for this problem is going to be equals negative 6. So this is how you use these counters to help you subtract. Okay, so let's look at another example. I'm going to move all my counters to the side. Okay, my next example is x equals negative 9. Find x minus negative 4. Okay, so I'm going to start off by plugging in this negative 9 in for x. Okay, I'm going to put that negative 9 right there in for x. So I'm going to have negative 9 minus negative 4. First thing you always do is plug in your number for the corresponding variable. Yes, I know I spelled corresponding wrong, but thank goodness for spell check. So corresponding variable. So that's what I did. I plugged in that -9 and put it in for x. So now using my algebra tiles, I'm going to pull out -9. And then I'm going to pull out a -4. 2, 3, 4. And so because I have this negative here again, this one right here, that means I have to change the sign because opposite means the opposite of the -4. So here is a -4, put a +1. Take away that negative, put another positive. Take away this negative, put another positive. Finally, until I change all of the -4s to positives. Okay? Now combine them. These become a 0. They kind of go away to our stockpile. Become a 0, stockpile. 0, until I can combine no more of the two colors. So I'm left with -5. Now, I know on some of these you might not have to use the counters, which is okay, but this is just another visual aid to help you with adding and subtracting your integers. So let's look at this one more example. So let's say I have -2 minus -9. Okay, so here I'm going to start off with the -2. So here are my -2s. And then I need -9. Okay, so starting off with this -9 and the -2, I have this other subtraction because I'm subtracting in the middle. So subtraction means change the sign. So I'm going to take the negatives and change them to positives, but only the -9s. Okay, so here are my -9s. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 8, 9. Okay, so I have 9, so I must have missed a negative somewhere. Okay, so I have -2. Change the sign of the -9 so it becomes a +9. Well, let's zero out some of my numbers if I can. So that way I'm left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So -2 minus -9 equals a +7. Okay. Yes, algebra tiles are good for smaller numbers. This is just another visual aid to help you with subtracting. So let's say I give you this problem. -182. Oops. Thought I went to a new slide. My bad. -182 minus -235. Okay. This is the problem. Now, it would be really tedious if I sat here and I moved 182 of these tiles together and then another 235. Okay? So I'm going to kind of show you a different way you can do this. Now, this negative means change this 235 to a positive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this as negative 182. The two negatives now become a positive 235. So this is a new problem I'm trying to solve. Here's one thing I know that I can do. If I have a negative 100 here, and I have a positive, let's see, what color do I want to be positive? Let's do green. A positive 100 here, they will cancel each other out, okay? So this would cancel out with that. So that would mean I am left with 82 on this side, because I took off a negative 100. So that means I'm left with a negative 82. Over here, I took off a positive 100. So that means I'm left with a 135. Okay? So all I did was I canceled out what I knew for sure would cancel out. Okay? So from here, I'm like, okay, well, I know at least 30, and a 30 would cancel out from here. So I'm going to take off a 30 and take off a 30. Let me change that back to green. So that now they will cancel out. And on this side, I'm left with negative 52 and a positive 105. So this is just trying to teach you how to use the algebra tiles in kind of on paper if it's really, really big numbers like this. So now I'm down to only subtracting negative 52 and 105 and adding them together. Well, I have a 50 here that I know I can take out and 50 here. So let's say I have a negative 50 here and a positive 50 here. So that leaves me with negative 2 and 55. So now the only thing I need to do is take away 2 here. So I'm going to bring out a positive 2 and this negative 2. So I'm left with 0 negatives. And that leaves me with my final answer of 53. Yes, that took a lot of room. But if you were, these are really big numbers. And to me, this was quicker than trying to figure out, okay, I need 182 red tiles, another 235 red tiles, switch the colors because of the negative means opposite. Okay, so I just slowly started taking away numbers that I knew would fit in both of them that I could easily take away. So here I knew I could take at least 100 from each section. So that left me with negative 82 and 135. And then I knew I could take 30 from each section and still have some left over. Well, 50 and 50 would give me here, so now I'm left down with 2 and 2. Okay? Okay, so your class assignment is on Google Classroom, and you are to complete the assignment titled Subtracting Integers Assignment. You will turn this in before you leave to the sub. Do not take this with you. I repeat, do not take it with you. I will still be in the building and I will be watching your computer screens through GoGuardian, so do not go where you are not supposed to be. With that being said, if I catch any of y'all on a website that you're not supposed to be at and you haven't completed your work, then there will be punishment when I get back. So please finish your work. Do not go to websites you're not supposed to be at. Trust me, you won't like my punishment. Good luck, and if you have any questions, I will be back tomorrow and we will discuss them in class.